Ever wonder why some folks keep going when the odds are against them? What if the secret to winning is just hanging in there? Let's dive into the world of adaptability, a concept that's as vital in business as it is in nature. You know what I mean, right? It's like when you're waiting for a late bus, and you're not sure if it'll ever show up, but you stick around because you've got nowhere else to go. That's adaptability in a nutshell. Adaptability, in the simplest terms, is the ability to adjust to new conditions. It's like landing a big client when your business model was struggling, or selling your business when the market shifts unexpectedly. It's about winning a race even when you've been trailing behind, or writing a hit song after countless flops. And let's not forget building a dream home on a plot of land that seemed impossible to develop. These are the triumphs of adaptability, and they're what keep businesses thriving amidst constant change. Now, let's talk about river delta formation, nature's own showcase of adaptability. A river delta is where a river meets an ocean or a lake, and the sediment it carries gets deposited, creating a fertile land over time. It's a process that's as patient as waiting for a late bus, as persistent as learning to cook without burning the kitchen, as hopeful as saving for a dream vacation, as nurturing as teaching a kid to tie their shoes, and as meticulous as debugging code all night. These are the vivid examples of how nature adapts, and they're a testament to the power of patience and persistence. The relationship between adaptability and river delta formation is profound. Patience is like the fuel, and success is the destination, but sometimes the road is blocked. Just like a river delta, businesses must navigate around obstacles, finding new paths to deposit their resources and grow. Adaptability is the process of finding those new paths, and it's what allows businesses to create fertile ground for future success. It's a dance between patience and action, where the most adaptable thrive. Let's look at some inspiring stories of adaptability. Thomas Edison, the legendary inventor, failed 10,000 times before he finally got the light bulb to work. Can you imagine the patience and persistence that took? But Edison didn't see those failures as setbacks, he saw them as steps towards success. It's like when you're debugging code all night, and you finally find that one pesky bug that's been eluding you. That's the triumph of adaptability. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, faced rejection after rejection before finally getting her book published. She was turned down by 12 different publishers, but she never gave up. It's like waiting for a late bus, and just when you're about to give up, it finally arrives. Rowling's persistence paid off, and her story is a testament to the power of adaptability in the face of adversity. Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC, pitched his chicken recipe over 1,000 times before someone finally said yes. He was in his 60s, and he could have easily given up, but he kept going. It's like learning to cook without burning the kitchen. It takes time and practice, but eventually, you get it right. Sanders' story is a reminder that it's never too late to adapt and succeed. Now, let's delve deeper into the natural insight of river delta formation. The Mississippi River Delta, for example, is a prime example of how sediment deposits adapt to the changing course of the river. Over time, the delta has shifted and grown, creating a fertile land that supports a diverse ecosystem. It's like saving for a dream vacation. It takes time and patience, but eventually, you reach your goal. The Nile River Delta is another example of nature's adaptability. The river carries sediment from the Ethiopian highlands and deposits it at the Mediterranean Sea, creating a fertile land that has supported agriculture for thousands of years. It's like teaching a kid to tie their shoes. It takes patience and repetition, but eventually, they get it. The Ganges-Brahmaputra Delta is the world's largest delta, and it's a testament to the power of adaptability. The rivers carry sediment from the Himalayas and deposit it at the Bay of Bengal, creating a fertile land that supports a dense population. It's like debugging code all night. It's a meticulous process, but eventually, you find the solution. The Mekong River Delta is another example of how nature adapts. The river carries sediment from the Tibetan Plateau and deposits it at the South China Sea, creating a fertile land that supports a diverse ecosystem. It's like waiting for a late bus. It takes patience, but eventually, it arrives. The Amazon River Delta is the final example of nature's adaptability. The river carries sediment from the Andes Mountains and deposits it at the Atlantic Ocean, creating a fertile land that supports a diverse ecosystem. It's like learning to cook without burning the kitchen. It takes practice, but eventually, you get it right. Now, let's explore the great figures teaching on adaptability. Charles Darwin's theory of evolution emphasizes survival through adaptation, where species that adapt to their environment thrive. It's like landing a big client when your business model was struggling. It's the key to survival and success. Darwin's theory is based on the concept of natural selection, where species that are better adapted to their environment are more likely to survive and reproduce. It's like selling a business when the market shifts unexpectedly. It's about finding the right fit and thriving in a changing landscape. The theory of evolution also emphasizes the importance of variation within a species, where individuals with certain traits are more likely to survive and pass those traits on to their offspring. It's like winning a race even when you've been trailing behind. It's about finding your unique strengths and using them to your advantage. Darwin's theory also highlights the role of competition in driving adaptation, where species must compete for resources and adapt to survive. It's like writing a hit song after countless flops. It's about finding your niche and standing out in a crowded market. Finally, the theory of evolution emphasizes the importance of time and patience in the process of adaptation, where species must adapt over generations to thrive. It's like building a dream home on a plot of land that seemed impossible to develop. It's about taking the time to lay the foundation and create something that will last. Now, let's look at a business person's perspective on adaptability. Jeff Weiner, the former CEO of LinkedIn, emphasized the importance of being adaptable and empathetic to navigate the ever-changing business landscape effectively. It's like waiting for a late bus. It takes patience and understanding to adapt to the changing conditions. Weiner's leadership philosophy is based on the concept of compassionate leadership, where leaders must be adaptable and empathetic to inspire and motivate their teams. It's like learning to cook without burning the kitchen. It takes practice and patience to get it right. Weiner also emphasized the importance of continuous learning and growth, where leaders must adapt to new technologies and market conditions to stay ahead of the curve. It's like saving for a dream vacation. It takes time and effort to reach your goals. Weiner's philosophy also highlights the role of resilience in the face of adversity, where leaders must adapt to setbacks and failures to come out stronger on the other side. It's like teaching a kid to tie their shoes. It takes patience and persistence to overcome challenges. Finally, Weiner emphasized the importance of collaboration and teamwork, where leaders must adapt to the strengths and weaknesses of their team members to achieve success. It's like debugging code all night. It takes a team effort to find the solution and achieve the desired outcome. Now, let's explore an economic story of adaptability. Nokia, the Finnish company, started as a paper mill and rubber company in the 19th century. It's like waiting for a late bus. It takes patience and persistence to adapt to changing conditions. In the 1980s, Nokia shifted its focus to electronics and telecommunications, becoming a leader in mobile phones. It's like learning to cook without burning the kitchen. It takes practice and patience to get it right. However, in the early 2000s, Nokia faced fierce competition from Apple and Samsung, and its market share began to decline. It's like saving for a dream vacation. It takes time and effort to reach your goals. But Nokia didn't give up. The company adapted once again, shifting its focus to network and technology solutions. It's like teaching a kid to tie their shoes. It takes patience and persistence to overcome challenges. Today, Nokia is a successful network and technology company, a testament to the power of adaptability in the face of shifting market demands. It's like debugging code all night. It takes a meticulous process to find the solution and achieve the desired outcome. So, what can we learn from these stories of adaptability? First, adaptability is the key to survival and success, whether in nature, business, or personal life. It's like landing a big client when your business model was struggling. It's about finding the right fit and thriving in a changing landscape. Second, adaptability requires patience and persistence, as seen in the formation of river deltas and the stories of Edison, Rowling, and Sanders. It's like waiting for a late bus. It takes time and effort to reach your goals. Third, adaptability is about finding new paths and opportunities, as seen in Darwin's theory of evolution and Nokia's transformation. It's like selling a business when the market shifts unexpectedly. It's about finding your unique strengths and using them to your advantage. Fourth, adaptability requires empathy and understanding, as seen in Jeff Weiner's leadership philosophy. It's like learning to cook without burning the kitchen. It takes practice and patience to get it right. Finally, adaptability is a continuous process, requiring constant learning and growth. It's like saving for a dream vacation. It takes time and effort to reach your goals. So, the next time you're faced with a challenge or a setback, remember the power of adaptability. It's like teaching a kid to tie their shoes. It takes patience and persistence to overcome challenges. And who knows, you might just find yourself thriving in the face of change, like a river delta creating fertile land or a business navigating the ever-changing landscape. You know what I mean, right? It's like debugging code all night. It takes a meticulous process to find the solution and achieve the desired outcome. And that, my friends, is the power of adaptability. Welcome back, everyone. In the last segment, we dove into the fascinating world of adaptability, drawing parallels between nature's resilience and the dynamic business landscape. Now, let's dive deeper into the philosophies of Charles Darwin and Weiner, and see how these insights can help us navigate our own journeys, just like the ever-changing river deltas. Pretty cool, huh? Let's start with Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. Darwin taught us that survival hinges on adaptability. Species that can adjust to their environment thrive. This is strikingly similar to the formation of river deltas, where sediment deposits adapt to the changing course of rivers, creating fertile lands over time. Darwin's concept of arete, excellence, aligns perfectly with this adaptability. Just like species evolve to survive, individuals striving for excellence must adapt continuously to their circumstances. Take an athlete, for example. A basketball player aiming for arete must adapt their training regimen to overcome new challenges, much like a river delta shifts with the flow of water. They might incorporate yoga to improve flexibility or study game tapes to better understand opponents. This adaptability is their path to excellence, just as the river delta's shifting sediment creates new, fertile land. Now, consider a chef. To achieve arete, a chef must constantly adapt their culinary skills to new trends and ingredients. They might experiment with fusion cuisine, blending flavors from different cultures, or adapt their recipes to cater to dietary restrictions. This flexibility is their key to culinary excellence, mirroring the river delta's adaptability in creating diverse ecosystems. Lastly, a painter striving for arete must adapt their techniques to new mediums and styles. They might explore digital art, adapting traditional brushwork to a tablet and stylus, or incorporate mixed media to add depth to their work. This adaptability is essential for artistic excellence, just as the river delta's shifting nature creates varied landscapes. Now, let's shift gears to Weiner's perspective on leadership at LinkedIn. Weiner emphasized the importance of being adaptable and empathetic to navigate the ever-changing business landscape effectively. This adaptability is akin to the river delta's constant reshaping, creating new opportunities amidst change. Weiner's philosophy can be compared to Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000-hour rule, suggesting that mastery comes through dedicated practice and adaptability. Imagine a guitarist aiming to master their craft. They must adapt their practice sessions, experimenting with different techniques and genres, much like the river delta adapts to the river's flow. They might spend hours perfecting a challenging piece or jamming with other musicians to gain new insights. This dedication and adaptability are their path to mastery, just as the river delta's shifting sediment creates new, fertile grounds. Now, consider a coder striving for mastery. They must adapt to new programming languages and technologies, much like the river delta adapts to changing water levels. They might spend countless hours debugging code or contributing to open-source projects to learn from others. This adaptability is their key to coding excellence, mirroring the river delta's resilience in creating diverse ecosystems. Lastly, a surgeon aiming for mastery must adapt to new medical techniques and technologies. They might spend years perfecting a new surgical procedure or attending workshops to stay updated on the latest advancements. This dedication and adaptability are essential for surgical excellence, just as the river delta's shifting nature creates varied landscapes. Now, let's explore some inspiring stories of adaptability in business. First up, the incredible journey of Disney from bankruptcy to an entertainment empire. In the early days, Walt Disney faced numerous financial struggles, even declaring bankruptcy in 1923. However, his adaptability and vision led him to create Mickey Mouse, a character that became a global sensation. Disney's willingness to adapt and innovate, much like the river delta's constant reshaping, transformed the company into a powerhouse of entertainment, captivating audiences worldwide. Next, let's look at Elon Musk's journey with SpaceX. Despite facing numerous setbacks and near failures, Musk's adaptability and relentless pursuit of his vision kept SpaceX afloat. From rocket explosions to launch delays, Musk adapted his strategies, learning from each failure to improve future missions. This adaptability, akin to the river delta's resilience, eventually led to SpaceX's successful missions, revolutionizing the space industry and paving the way for Mars exploration. Finally, Oprah Winfrey's journey from rags to TV queen is a testament to adaptability. Growing up in poverty and facing numerous challenges, Oprah adapted her skills and passion for storytelling to become a media mogul. From her early days as a news anchor to hosting her iconic talk show, Oprah's adaptability and empathy, much like the river delta's constant reshaping, allowed her to connect with audiences worldwide, building a media empire that inspires millions. So, what can we learn from these stories and philosophies? Adaptability is the key to survival and success, whether in nature, business, or personal growth. Just like the river delta's shifting sediment creates new opportunities, our ability to adapt to changing circumstances can lead us to new heights of excellence and achievement. As we continue our journey, remember that adaptability is not just a skill, it's a mindset. Embrace change, learn from failures, and keep pushing forward, just like the river delta's ever-changing landscape. And who knows? With a bit of adaptability and a lot of hard work, you might just create your own fertile land of success. After all, mastering adaptability is like leveling up in a video game, takes forever but you're unstoppable after. In our next segment, we'll explore more examples of adaptability in action and discuss practical strategies for cultivating this essential skill. So, stay tuned, and let's keep navigating the ever-changing river of life together. Catch you later, folks. And remember, just like the river delta's constant reshaping, your journey is a work in progress. Keep adapting, keep growing, and keep creating your own fertile land of success. Until next time, stay adaptable, stay excellent, and keep flowing like a river delta. Welcome back, everyone. We've journeyed through the fascinating world of adaptability in business, drawing lessons from nature, science, and real-life success stories. Now, let's wrap up our exploration and see how we can apply these insights to our own lives. You see the point, don't you? Adaptability isn't just a business strategy, it's a life skill that can help us navigate the ever-changing currents of our personal and professional worlds. Let's dive into some inspiring stories that showcase the power of adaptability in the face of adversity. First up, Steve Jobs' incredible comeback at Apple. After being ousted from the company he co-founded, Jobs could have given up. But instead, he adapted, founding Next and Pixar, honing his skills and vision. When Apple acquired Next in 1997, Jobs returned as CEO, transforming the struggling company into the tech giant we know today. His adaptability and resilience turned a personal setback into a legendary success story. Next, let's look at Nelson Mandela's 27-year wait for freedom. Imprisoned for his fight against apartheid, Mandela could have become bitter and resentful. But he adapted to his circumstances, using his time to study, learn, and grow as a leader. When he was finally released in 1990, Mandela emerged not as a vengeful revolutionary, but as a beacon of reconciliation and hope. His adaptability in the face of unimaginable hardship paved the way for a peaceful transition to democracy in South Africa. Now, let's consider Albert Einstein's late-blooming genius. As a young student, Einstein struggled with traditional education and was even labeled a slow learner. But he adapted, developing his own unique approach to learning and problem-solving. It wasn't until he was in his late 20s that Einstein published his groundbreaking theories of relativity, forever changing our understanding of the universe. His adaptability and persistence in the face of early setbacks led to some of the most important scientific discoveries in history. Finally, let's explore Ludwig van Beethoven's remarkable ability to compose while deaf. As his hearing deteriorated, Beethoven could have given up on his musical career. But instead, he adapted, using visual cues and the vibrations he could feel to continue creating. Some of his most famous works, including the Ninth Symphony, were composed during his later years of deafness. Beethoven's adaptability in the face of a devastating disability allowed him to leave an indelible mark on the world of music. These stories, like life lessons, are like Wi-Fi signals, hard to catch but game-changing when you do. They remind us that adaptability is not just about surviving, it's about thriving in the face of change. So, what does this mean for our lives? And can we apply these lessons to our own journeys? First, let's reflect on what adaptability means for life. It's about embracing change, not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth and transformation. Just as a river delta adapts to the changing course of the river, we must learn to adapt to the ebbs and flows of life. This means being open to new experiences, willing to let go of old ways of thinking, and ready to embrace the unknown. Adaptability in life is like a rubber band, stretchy, resilient, and able to bounce back from even the most challenging situations. Now, let's consider how we can apply these lessons to our own lives. Here are 5 practical tips to help you cultivate adaptability. 1. Embrace change as a constant. Life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get. Instead of resisting change, learn to see it as an opportunity for growth and learning. When faced with a new challenge or situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? 2. Develop a growth mindset. Just as Charles Darwin observed that species that adapt thrive, we must approach life with a growth mindset. Believe that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work and dedication. When you encounter setbacks or failures, see them as opportunities to learn and improve, not as reflections of your worth. 3. Cultivate empathy and understanding. Jeff Weiner's leadership at LinkedIn emphasized the importance of being adaptable and empathetic. In our own lives, we can apply this by seeking to understand others' perspectives and experiences. When we approach life with empathy, we become more adaptable to the needs and feelings of those around us, fostering stronger relationships in a more harmonious world. 4. Break goals into bite-sized chunks. Adaptability is like a marathon, not a sprint. When faced with a big challenge or goal, break it down into smaller, manageable steps. This will help you stay focused, motivated, and adaptable as you navigate the journey. Celebrate each small victory along the way, and don't be afraid to adjust your course as needed. 5. Practice self-care and resilience. Just as Nokia adapted its business model to stay relevant, we must adapt our self-care practices to stay resilient in the face of life's challenges. Make time for activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul, whether it's exercise, meditation, or spending time with loved ones. When faced with setbacks or stress, draw upon your inner strength and adaptability to bounce back and keep moving forward. As we come to the end of our journey, I want to leave you with some thought-provoking questions to ponder and discuss. 1. What's your toughest wait? Share below. Have you ever had to wait for something important, like Mandela's 27-year wait for freedom? How did you adapt during that time, and what did you learn from the experience? 2. Could you keep going after 1,000 no's? Like Einstein's persistence in the face of early setbacks, have you ever faced rejection or failure? How did you adapt and keep pushing forward, and what advice would you give to someone in a similar situation? 3. What's your personal symphony? Just as Beethoven composed masterpieces while deaf, what challenges have you overcome in your own life? How have you adapted to those challenges, and what symphony have you created as a result? 4. How can you be more like a river delta? Like the ever-changing course of a river, what shifts and changes are happening in your life right now? How can you adapt to these changes and create something beautiful and fertile, just as a river delta does? 5. What's your adaptability superpower? We all have unique strengths and abilities that help us adapt to life's challenges. What's yours, and how can you use it to navigate the ever-changing landscape of your personal and professional life? As we wrap up this video, remember that adaptability is not just a business strategy, it's a way of life. By embracing change, cultivating a growth mindset, and drawing inspiration from the stories of those who have adapted in the face of adversity, we can all learn to thrive in the face of life's challenges. So, go out there and adapt, my friends. The world is waiting for you to make your mark, just like a river delta, a species in evolution, a visionary leader, or a transformed company. Until next time, keep learning, growing, and adapting.